Hey guys, and welcome to my channel. I'm Kristen and this is my craft room. Okay, so I swear this is the last time, hopefully, that I have to clean and declutter my craft room. And I guess it's not really too much about decluttering as it is getting things organized or just like getting rid of things in these cabinets that I'm not gonna use because I really just craft a specific way, and then I tend to have like all the craft supplies that I really don't think are necessary to buy. So I am hopefully going to, this is pre-Kristen on cleaning the craft room, so you just never know what's going to be during and after and middle and all the things. But what I'm hoping is that I can share ways that you can be a crafter without having to buy everything. I am like one of those like de-influencers on the internet when it comes to craft supplies. Like, I do not think that anyone really needs a craft room to be a crafter. I just am very lucky that I have one, but having a room makes you accumulate more and buy things that are so unnecessary. And realistically, I don't do that. I don't have all the bells and whistles and all of, I have some fun things, but they were gifted to me or else I probably wouldn't have them. So we are just gonna start, we're gonna start by going to grab a box. That's it. The first thing I thought I would do is kind of start in this area right here. So you can see the floor, which is great, but I did want to clean up all of these piles and also these drawers. And I know when the drawers are closed, you can't see anything and it looks clean and neat, but I knew deep down that this was a mess. I just kind of threw papers and felt and scrapbook paper and a ton of chocolate in here as well. This was just not functioning like it should be. Like, there should be just like one drawer. Everything should look nice and neat and put together. So I did just start emptying them all out. I was kind of debating on this chocolate because I know for a fact that I do not take care of it like I should. So there was a ton out of their sleeves and they just really need to be put back in the plastic and just organized nicer. So every time I get a new transfer, I just kind of toss it in the top drawer. Things get stuck and crinkled and wrinkled and all the things. So it just needed to get done and organized and just better. It just needed to be better. So as far as felt and some of this scrapbook paper, I don't use felt. I don't like it. I don't like the way it feels. I don't know why I have it. I always thought in the beginning of my crafting journey, which was a very long time ago, that I just needed all the things and like, oh my gosh, like someone used felt, like I need felt, and like I don't feel that way anymore. So I ended up pulling out just everything in this area just to make a bigger pile and a bigger mess for myself. So I did kind of organize the napkins you saw I just put in there, and then I have holiday, and I'm going to show you guys later on exactly how I organized, and you'll see everything that is in these bins. Right now, you cannot see the mess. It still looks pretty good over here, but I'm going to share what everything looks like when it's taken out. So I did go by like area and area. Like, I didn't just like tear everything apart and not put it back before I started like the next drawers or the next cubes, just because sometimes it is so overwhelming. And if you'd see the other side of the craft room, which you will in a minute, you're going to see how awful it actually is. This side, like I said, is not bad. I just wanted to organize the drawers and just make them look nicer. I also want to clean everything up because I really don't move these cubes to clean, or the drawers, and I don't take everything out and clean the insides. But this is what the other side, or at least just one of the other sides of my craft room look like. So I did just move everything out and kind of wanted to see what fell behind these because I knew there was going to be something. This was so overwhelming, I did have to take a small break. And I do want to thank Scatter Slots for sponsoring today's video. When you need a break or you just want to play a fun game, this one is it for you. So Scatter Slots stands out with their unique dark fantasy theme. So rather than just using fruit, diamonds, lucky sevens, and all the things you'd see in slot machines, Scatter Slots kind of gives machines and slot machines like a whole new meaning. It is a top free-to-play casino app, and you can play online or offline, so it's great for traveling or spots with no Wi-Fi. There's also multiplayer tournaments, which I have not tested out yet, and the single-player adventure mode, which is what I'm playing. You can hit free spins, big wins, mega wins, jackpot daily, and unlock new slots and missions to make your slot playing journey exciting. There is fun characters and great music while playing the game as well. The game takes players on magical journeys through different worlds and landscapes, each with its own theme and atmosphere, from dark, mysterious castle of counts to colorful and vibrant fruity frenzy. So download now and play Scatter Slots free and receive a huge 12 million free coin bonus by using my link in the description box or scan the QR code here. But now we are going to have to get on to cleaning up this craft room. After I saw this mess behind the cubes, and I was just like, all right, we got to get the vacuum out. We got to get to dusting. Like, this is more than I thought I was going to do in this video in my craft room period. So I was like, I'll just organize. It'll be fun. I'm like, oh my gosh, no, there is so much dust on these baseboards. Like, everyone, make sure that you dust behind your items and move your furniture out because it will look like mine. This part was probably the most overwhelming for me because I wanted to start moving and rearranging things around, and this kind of took me back to the teenage bedroom days where you always wanted to change and switch up your bedroom, no matter if you like moved your bed to like one side of the wall to the other, or your dresser, or there was always like so much redecorating going on in my teen years. And this is just where I was contemplating like what I was going to do and how I was going to move everything. Like, I have unfinished projects all over. I just have a ton of stuff. This is also like the room off of our kitchen. So it's almost like a catch-all room as well. So when there's like extra cat food or snacks or anything like that, it comes into this craft room as well. So I wanted to move this over because I did want to use and move some of those cube units over to this wall. I obviously am going to clean everything up too, but I don't know why I thought that I should just start moving furniture around before I actually cleaned the floor, because I just kept having to move things back and forth and go underneath the desk. And there was just like so many times I was like, why didn't I clean beforehand? And then I'm like, okay, this vacuum's my way. Let me just like lift it up over this desk. Like, this is the reality of cleaning like a smaller, like this is a pretty large room. I think it's a 12 by 12 or 11 by 11. It's one or the other. But for some of these items in my craft room, it's just not enough space. So I know these drawers and these cube units would look way better over here, and I've been thinking about this for months. I was like, okay, this is gonna just make my life so much easier when I craft. This is going to look great. Like, I cannot wait. And then here, that right there, freeze frame, is where I realized that all those cube units and drawers were not gonna fit on that wall. So I had to move on because I just didn't know if I was actually going to add like at least the third drawer or the cube unit. I didn't know because all four of them were not going to fit on that wall. I don't know what made me think a smaller wall, like half the size of the one that they were on, was going to fit. I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking. But this is kind of a newer addition to my craft room, is this shelf. It was actually in our playroom and it didn't really get used. So I figured that I was able or could add things onto this that I use all the time and just make things just a little bit easier. I don't normally like a lot of things out in plain sight, but you know, when you're going to use it all the time, sometimes you need things in plain sight. Moved over to this side and I just kind of started piling everything up. So all of these signs and stuff I was going to put in the garage because they needed sanding or staining anyways, and I was going to end up bringing them to the garage. So I thought, what better way, or what if I have things where they actually need to go? They're going to start in the garage, they're going to get sanded, they're going to come in here, and then I'm going to redo them eventually. So a lot of those bit larger items, they just needed to get out of the craft room because they just kept falling or piling up, or I was just shoving them in closets. I was scuffing my walls up. It had to go. I also thought a good way to kind of just throw things in that I needed to organize or put into categories was just using extra bins, because I was like, okay, like this one's empty. If I just throw everything in here I don't know what to do with, eventually I'm going to sort it out. Like this was the day that I was going to organize and sort things and actually get the craft room together, because I will clean it all day, all the time, but I never organize and put things where they belong. I just start to shuffle things. And then I needed to do this side as well. And I ended up I just kind of quit doing that. It was all Easter that just needed to get put into a box. Yes, you're going to see that I'm going back and forth side to side with this craft room, because there was just certain areas I just wanted to avoid for a while, and then I would just come back later on. And this was the one. So I started piling everything to this side, and then I was like, okay, I have to organize this. So I just kind of put all the wood items together, like candlesticks together, things that had categories I would put together. Miscellaneous is going to definitely have a miscellaneous drawer, but that's what I wanted to do, is just kind of get everything together. And what you see here is the last of my craft stash. I will give you guys a better view of it, but I've been trying to get my craft stash like gone and completely empty for a really long time. And I think that these extra items is technically what I call a craft stash. So it doesn't really count like my wood items, my wooden letters, nothing like that. It's just items that I bought that I was going to craft with and have yet to do. So I just started adding everything by category into these drawers. And then I did want to make some labels for some of my bins and some of the drawers. So I did just use my Cricut and just made my own labels. And I just use a text box and just type in everything that I'm going to need. I really should do this more often. This is not a tedious, and it doesn't take that long to do, but I always feel like it's such a hard job. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to use my Cricut, which I love using my Cricut. It just seems like it's such hard work, and it's really not. So yeah, so I just made some labels. I just used some black vinyl, and then I also used some white vinyl because I did end up using some chalkboard labels from Dollar Tree that I had. So I just started labeling all of my bins and my drawers. All right, so here is my craft room now. I did not obviously do like a full turnaround, but I mean, you guys kind of got the picture of how messy it was. So obviously, like, it's never going to be perfect in here. I don't know what to do with this little area. This is what I put my camera on when I'm filming. So it's a craft room, but it's also like a YouTube studio, I suppose. Like, this is where I style things at. So I kind of decorated this area. This is the desk that I use, and it kind of folds and unfolds. I like it unfolded because it just makes it look bigger in here. And then projects I'm working on right now, the essentials, the gross essentials. Although these shelves are bowed out, I kind of like being able to get to this shelving area better. I don't label these because these do change a lot. I labeled like these ones, but as far as this, I don't know, like I'm never gonna have these like wood rings in here forever. So I kind of just keep that as simple as possible. Like I don't think that everything technically needs a label, although it does help my brain out a little bit when I can see and read exactly what is on certain things. Like obviously anything glass, I can already see through it, so it doesn't really need a label. All right, so over here, like I said, this is just an area that I really liked because I loved like the shelves in the cube units underneath these shelves, but it just wasn't working out because I usually set, that's Leo, I usually set my desk up here. So I always have to walk around to get to things. Anyways, I was making my life easier as far as it's more functional than beautiful. So I did label everything. I love these tags from Dollar Tree. And then this is, I always have a ton of wood bins. I use a lot of wood. And then tools. And then I didn't want to label these yet. This is probably one of the most used areas, and it was a mess. And I don't know if you guys saw a before and after. I don't even know if I got it in here, but if you did, you did. If you didn't, there was just stuff everywhere. So I got these little stands. They were $5 at Dollar General, and I think they are perfect for paint. These all actually came from Dollar General as well. And then this is from Dollar General too. Obviously I shop at Dollar General a lot. And then yeah, so this is empty, and I think I'm gonna put like my projects I'm working on or need to work on or want to work on. I think having an extra area like that will be good for me. And then I have my sublimation tumbler down here and some fabric. Fabric always gets lost, so I just decided to just like put a little jar, nothing crazy. I don't have a ton. And then galvanized items are in here, and those have been in there forever. And then this is just decor that I use like to style projects with, a ton of like beads. And then I have glass, a lot of just mason jars. And this one is just a miscellaneous, like I don't know, I haven't gone through it yet. It was just, it wasn't on the top of my list because I don't really care what's in there. And then moving on to here, this is, I think, going to be, and honestly is always my most used like bins and drawers. So I did want to label these because these always stay the exact same. And then these also stay the same. And then these obviously do not. But I love this. So I always want pictures of my kids and things that they make me. So I mean, all of that obviously stays up. And then it kind of like to be continued over here. And then my oldest daughter just made this in pottery. I think it was art class, but they did pottery. And then I just have extra paints over here, like the smaller ones. And if you see, I don't have a lot of paint. That's honestly all the paint I have, because if I need more, I'll buy more. I don't need every single color. I don't use it. So paper is just printer paper. Kind of makes sense to be right there. And then this I didn't label because it's just extra chalkboards and tissue paper, and I don't always use tissue paper either. It's just left over from a craft. And then down here is always scrapbook paper. I do always have scrap paper in my closet as well. That also needs to be cleaned out someday, but oh my gosh, this took an entire day to do. Farmhouse, and this is CC, is chalk couture because I have a ton of it. You guys probably already saw, but I mean, it was overflowing and something needed to be done. It was messy, and I obviously don't take care of these like I should, and I really should because they're expensive. So holiday chalk couture, and this is all like Christmas needed its own. It needed its own. So over here is chalk couture surfaces. So just things that I can use a chalk couture that came from the website, and then some. This is essential oils, and then I labeled it twine, but I know what's in here because I put like, obviously I don't put scissors in there, but I put like ribbon and like burlap and anything to that sort is in here. And some wood and I guess some extra stuff that shouldn't be in there, but yeah, that's for another day. This is just some extra stuff. And then we have napkins down here for the most part. And then this, I just didn't know what to do with it. It's in here. I'll eventually get to it. Holiday. So this is like some Easter stuff, a couple Christmas things, 4th of July, Valentine's Day. Like, I don't have a ton, so it all fits in that tiny bin. Now here is just, this is like very random, but it's like all of my craft stash. So I have been going, actually, hold on. If you guys are not new, if you are new, this is gonna be like a brand new story. So for the past, I wanna say this is like going on year 2, I have been trying to use up my craft stash as much as possible. I used to have a ton of stuff in the garage. I have like one tote in the garage, like just a smaller one, full of like thrifted yard sale items I wanna redo. Also my craft room, as you can see, like this is what is going in here. There is not like anything else to carry back in here to share. Like you see whatever's in here is what is in here. I have been on this like craft stash journey of like using up my items for a good almost a year and a half. And I've been doing good. Yes, I buy things, like you're a crafter, you need things, you want some wood pieces, like, but as far as like buying a ton of junk that I don't know what to do with, this is, I'm gonna show you guys all I have left. So I'm actually pretty excited about it, and that's kind of why I wanted to like jump on here and share that. So this is like the leftover, or like the end of the craft stash. So it's kind of exciting. Okay, so you guys probably see me put some stuff in here. These are actually done, but this is just obviously a cord and some more chalk couture. And then we have rocks, faux marshmallows, wooden, what are those wooden? This is just literally like a couple trays. Down here is kind of just a lot of really random stuff. Like this is chalk couture. I guess it should probably go up there. Oh, or not. Okay, and then there's like some Dollar Tree stuff, thrifted stuff, clearance, Hobby Lobby. And this is just also random, a lot of like thrifted Dollar Tree items. And then just candles and candlesticks right here. And then right here is just random, some more like coasters. This was a project I was working on. And then flowers and a sign. I did use that sign though, but I like to reuse items. So yeah, that is honestly it of the craft stash. And I never share my closet. I would love to paint this, but you know, and ew. But I'm just gonna share this because I never do. But it's not really that bad. Like this is all flowers. These are like new flowers. And then these are ones I've cut up. Not these, but a bow maker. This is all of my rub-on transfers, like from Dixie Belle. And then this is paint stuff to literally just paint my house with. I didn't want to put it in the basement, so it's stored here. These are completely empty. There's nothing in these. Envelopes, chalk paste. Obviously I need a lot. Extra glue and glue sticks. These are stickers. This is rub-on transfers. We have yarn, paint necessities or paint things. We have, and then all of this is sublimation. So we have like tumblers, the extra ink, and then we got like coasters and just accessories. This is cords. I want to label these, but I might just do another video and like organize them better. I don't know why I just said it like that. And then scrapbook paper, and that's where I put all of like my 12 by 12 scrapbook paper. So it's actually not bad. It's just not very pretty. And then the last thing is my little Cricut area. So this is all Cricut, obviously. And then I have a ton of chalk couture like clear through this entire craft room. This I did not get into today because I kind of organized it a while ago, like just for fun. There's more chalk couture surfaces, Cricut candle making stuff. We have bead stuff to make beads. Like this is kind of like my girls stuff because they make beads more than, or bracelets more than I do. And then the rest is just Cricut. So not too bad. Okay, so this is everything that I'm gonna get rid of. I don't know about this yet. Like I'm kind of on like, I kind of want to keep it, I kind of don't. It's kind of just something that I just throw a bunch of stuff in. This obviously I'm not just gonna throw away. I'm gonna just move it somewhere else. This is all felt and chalk couture. This will be going to a friend of mine soon, so that will be out of the way. This has not been hung up in a really long time, so if I don't do it soon, it's just gonna go. And then Easter stuff needs to go to the basement, and we are gonna have a garage sale, so I did find those in the craft room. And then just some like odds and ends of stuff that I won't be using that we will be putting in the garage sale. So I don't think that's bad for like a good little declutter, and I wasn't really planning on getting rid of a whole lot. So you guys, that is it for the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see me finish organizing my craft room, labeling it, doing all the fun things, let me know in the comments below, because this took a while. I've been talking about doing this for a while and doing like a fun organizing part 2 type video, and I just got around to it. So that is how it is with me in organizing. It just sometimes takes forever. If you guys like it, give it a thumbs up. Also, make sure to check out Scatter Slots. The link will be in the description box below for over 12 million bonus coins. It's a fun game, and when you get tired of organizing and cleaning, it's a good go-to game. All right, you guys, that is it. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!